Have you ever looked around and just wondered why? Why is everything so fractured? Why are you always fighting? It seems like every corner you turn, there's another argument waiting to happen. Online, in the news, even at the dinner table. It's a constant barrage of us versus them, this side against that side. You're pitted against your neighbors, your colleagues, even people who should be your allies. The disagreements are endless, and the reasons seem to get smaller and smaller, yet the anger only grows. It's exhausting, isn't it? It feels like you're being deliberately pulled apart, kept in a state of constant conflict so you never have a moment to breathe, to connect, to find common ground. And with all this fighting, have you noticed the sheer lack of knowledge? Not just facts and figures, but a deep, fundamental understanding of the world and your place in it. It's like you're swimming in an ocean of information, but you're dying of thirst for real wisdom. Headlines flash by, sound bites echo in your ears, but the context, the history, the nuance, it's all missing. You're given just enough information to form an angry opinion, but not enough to form an educated one. It leaves you feeling confused, uncertain, and easily manipulated. You're told what to think, not how to think. This isn't a coincidence. An uninformed population is a controllable one, unable to ask the tough questions or challenge the narrative you're being fed. Then there are the distractions. Oh, the endless distractions. Your phone buzzes with a new notification. A new show just dropped that everyone is talking about. A celebrity did something outrageous. It's a constant, 24/7 circus designed to capture your attention and never let it go. Every spare moment is filled with noise, with meaningless content that scrolls on forever. Why? Because a distracted mind is a passive mind. While you're busy consuming the next trivial thing, you're not paying attention to what's really happening. You're not focused on the systems that are failing you, the freedoms that are eroding, or the future that's being decided for you. You're too busy being entertained to be engaged. This constant state of conflict and distraction breeds a profound lack of empathy. How can you possibly feel for someone else when you're taught to see them as the enemy? How can you connect with another person's struggles when you're convinced their gain is your loss? You're encouraged to live in your own little bubble, surrounded by people who look and think just like you. The stories of those who are different are filtered out or twisted into something unrecognizable. Empathy requires you to step outside of yourself. But you're being pushed deeper and deeper inward into a shell of self-interest and suspicion. You stop seeing a person and start seeing a label, a stereotype, an obstacle. And what fills the void left by empathy? Greed. A relentless, knowing hunger for more. More money, more status, more things. You're told that your value as a person is measured by what you own. You're bombarded with advertisements that create desires you never knew you had, making you feel inadequate for not having the latest and greatest. This isn't about healthy ambition. This is a manufactured disease of perpetual dissatisfaction. It turns you into a competitor in a race with no finish line, always chasing the next acquisition, believing it will finally make you happy. But it never does. It just isolates you further, making you see others not as fellow humans, but as rivals for scarce resources. With everyone fighting, distracted, and chasing their own selfish interests, is it any surprise there's a complete lack of organization? Think about it. How can you organize for a common cause when you can't even agree on what the cause is? How can you build a movement when everyone is too busy scrolling through their feeds? Any attempt to unite is quickly dismantled. Leaders are discredited, messages are twisted, and internal divisions are exploited until the entire effort collapses. You're kept scattered and weak, a collection of individuals rather than a powerful, unified force. A disorganized group can't challenge power. You're like a bundle of sticks, easily broken one by one, because you're never allowed to be bound together. All of this culminates in a deep, numb aching inside you. It's not a sharp pain, but a dull, persistent throb. A feeling that something is fundamentally wrong. A sense of disconnection, of loneliness, even when you're surrounded by people. You're going through the motions: work, eat, sleep, repeat, but the color has drained from your life. This isn't just sadness or a bad mood. It's a spiritual exhaustion. It's the cry of your soul, telling you that you were made for more than this. You were made for connection, for purpose, for joy. But the system you're in is designed to numb you, to make you accept this aching as normal, to make you believe this is all there is. This aching is directly linked to your lack of focus. Your mind is pulled in 1,000 different directions at once. You try to work, but notifications pop up. You try to have a conversation, but your mind wanders to your to-do list. You try to relax, but you feel a compulsive urge to check your email. Your ability to concentrate on one thing for a sustained period has been shattered. Deep work, deep thought, deep connection, these things require focus. But you live in a world that profits from your fractured attention. Every app, every website, every ad is fighting for a piece of your consciousness, leaving you with a scattered mind that can't build, create, or even think clearly. And if you can't focus, how can you have goals? Not just day-to-day tasks, but real, life-altering goals. The kind of goals that require long-term planning, discipline, and unwavering dedication. You might have vague wishes, like I want to be happy or I want to be successful, but the concrete steps to get there are shrouded in fog. The system doesn't want you to have powerful, self-directed goals. It wants your goal to be the next paycheck, the next purchase, the next episode. It wants to keep you on a treadmill, working towards its goals, not your own. A person with a clear, powerful goal is a force to be reckoned with. A person without one is just a passenger. When you lose your goals, you lose your dreams. Remember when you were a kid. You had dreams that were vibrant and bold. You were going to be an astronaut, an artist, a hero. The world was a canvas for your imagination. But somewhere along the way, those dreams were dismissed as childish or unrealistic. You were told to be practical, to get in line, to accept the limitations presented to you. Your dreams were replaced with anxieties. The dream of exploring the stars was replaced with the anxiety of paying the rent. The dream of creating a masterpiece was replaced with the anxiety of meeting a deadline. You've been conditioned to stop dreaming and start worrying. And what is the ultimate result of all this? A lack of wealth. And I'm not just talking about money, though that's a huge part of it. The system is designed to keep you in a state of financial precarity, living paycheck to paycheck, always in debt, always one emergency away from disaster. But it's also a lack of wealth in every other sense. A lack of wealthy relationships. A lack of wealthy health. A lack of wealthy time. A lack of wealthy experiences. You're kept poor in spirit, poor in connection, and poor in freedom, all while you work tirelessly to generate immense financial wealth for a very, very small group at the top. So let's step back and look at the pattern. A lack of unity. A lack of knowledge. A lack of empathy. A lack of organization. A lack of focus, goals, dreams, and wealth. Why is this lack of so incredibly consistent across so many different, crucial areas of your life? Is this all just a massive, unfortunate coincidence? Or is it something else? When you see a pattern this consistent, this pervasive, this methodical, you have to start asking yourself a different kind of question. It's time to realize that behind all consistencies, you will always find a focused intention. These things aren't just happening to you by accident. This widespread lack, this systemic disempowerment, is not a bug in the system. It is the system. It is the result of the focused intentions of others who benefit directly from you being divided, distracted, and drained. They thrive on your lack. The first step to changing this isn't to fight each other. It's to recognize the real source of the division and to start asking together who truly benefits from you staying this way. Thanks for listening. Think about it. Like and subscribe, for there is much more to come.